Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of What the Game Is Really Missing. Once again, I'm your boy Rob Bridgers. Got my dog with me.
Hey, stop. Simma.
What's going on, man?
Cooling, man. You know what I'm saying? July 3rd, July 4th tomorrow. Pause is glizzies. You know what I'm saying? One mustard, one ketchup only, one side chili. It's three glizzies before one.
Yo, this may be
Let's keep it in the bed.
This may be slightly racist, man, but I saw this on Twitter today. Somebody had a glizzy inside of a taco shell, and they called it El Glizzo.
No.
Yeah, just lost it.
Nah, that's OC.
I lost it, man. But no, man, we definitely happy to be back for another episode with you guys, man. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first topic, obviously, NBA free agency. Thursday night at 6 o'clock. This past Thursday night at 6 o'clock, NBA free agency started, and it started with a bang. Obviously, you know, for us, we're Warriors fans, so we got Draymond Green back, 4 years, $100 million.
Needed that.
Not that we ever thought that he was leaving, but the fact that he is coming back, that is awesome. Kyrie's going back to Dallas, 3 years, $126 million. That was big. The biggest winners, man, honestly, were probably the Houston Rockets, man. Houston knocked it out of free agency, man. They got Fred VanVleet, 3 years, $143 million, man. But like, real quick, I want to jump into that because Fred VanVleet is an undrafted player out of Wichita State. Now, don't get it twisted. I watched his brother in college. I watched him in the CP3 League guard camp back then. He's been one of them Warriors.
Yeah, nah, he tough.
But to see an undrafted player go from undrafted, trying to fight and scrap your way into the league, to $143 million, unbelievable.
Yeah, and I mean, just to piggyback on that, I think that started with like the signing of like the head coaching change, right? Yeah. Bringing in Ime Udoka, right? At the end of the day, regardless of what his past is, what happened, like as far as basketball is concerned, he coached for one season in the NBA as a head coach. They went to the finals. He can coach.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm a little worried about you, man, in Houston, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's smacking. That ain't Boston.
That's some real nasty work out there.
Yeah. It's Mad Sisters. It's crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy. So you start with him. You know he's no nonsense. You bring Fred VanVleet in, right, who is immediately a person that's going to change the culture in the locker room just because he's a no-nonsense dude. The same way he earned his bread, he's not about wasting any time at all, right? He's a champion. He can come into the locker room and all that young shit, it is immediately getting thrown out because he's not a loser. Like, he wants to win. And VanVleet looked like on the low, he was a JV wrestler in 9th and 10th grade. He had headphones on, okay? Headlock, belly to back slam. VanVleet, he like a grappler. Let's just keep it a band.
Speaking of grapplers, though, what's up with your man, Jalen Green, bro?
Yo, listen, Jalen Green is wildin'. Josh Christopher is wildin'. California, you guys on the clock. All right, here's an explanation. Like, I'm not even, real talk, I can't even talk about really what was going on because that's fool. But if y'all seen the video, them brothers was wildin'. Yeah, bro. Like, they was wildin'. Facts.
But I mean, so
facts.
I mean, so obviously, you know, we talked about VanVleet going to Houston. That's huge. Also, they added Dylan Brooks, 4 years.
Jeff Green.
Jeff Green, 1 year, $6 million. They got somebody else too, Jack Lundell, or I think he's the big guy from Phoenix. They got him. But Dylan Brooks too, man. You know, people wild on Dylan, bro. After the whole Bron series, man, like it was a lot of Bron sexuals that was doing that, but like Dylan Brooks, $80 million, that's on par for him, bro.
Once again, a player that wants to win, that plays with grit, that plays hard. You put him with Fred VanVleet, who's totally different from Ja. So they're going to be able to connect, right? You got Udoka, you got Jeff Green, veteran presence. You draft Amen Thompson, you draft Cam Whitmore. I'm not saying it's NBA Finals, but for free agency and the way they look the last few years, you still got Jabari. Like Houston, all right. You got the right blend of young and old.
I think Houston pushes for a play-in spot this year. I think they're in that 8, 9, 10 range. So no, absolutely. A couple other guys, Bruce Brown, 2 years, $45 million, much deserved as well. Got to shout out my dog Kobe White, man. 3 years, $40 million, back to Chicago. I think it's a bigger role for him now in Chicago, now that Lonzo Ball's career is kind of in flux. So
yeah.
Second part I do want to touch on though, you know, we talked about VanVleet, his money. We talked about Dylan Brooks getting his money. Like the Twitter people not understanding basketball and how free agency works. Let's kind of explain to them like how it works in terms of it's all about it's less about your talent and more about when you hit the market. So like for example, this market here with VanVleet, like I mean there was only 2 point guards in the market. I mean, that was him and Kyrie.
Yep.
So obviously, Houston had a lot of money to spend. So just kind of touch on that, man, and like just to help people understand what that fully means.
Yeah, man. So it's just like when you think about free agency, it's a reason why they talk about it all year, right? Like you're actually setting it up when you sign your last contract, right? Like where you want to be placed, how you kind of want it to end. You're surveying the players around, you're surveying the players in your position, and it's tiers. You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain criterias, like, you know what I'm saying, all-star, you know what I'm saying? Like all those different things, superstar, like it's a lot of different things, whether you make the all-NBA team, the sentence in your contract. So a lot of it is set up from that initial contract, and what people have to understand, the biggest point about it is what you said was, it's always that those 2 or 3 players per position, that's gonna set the market value, right? And so once that happens, then everything else kind of falls. And at the same time, like, certain years, like you have certain NBA teams that are like, okay, we're in a championship window, so now we're looking to like add a veteran minimum, mid-level exception. That piece can change us over the top. Then you have some teams that weren't even in the playoffs, that like not a rebuilding, but are trying to put themselves in a situation to make the playoffs and those things. Typically, those teams have more bread to spend. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's how it goes. So when you're really looking at it, trying to figure out what's going on and making these comments, like really make sure you understand what's going on and you know your stuff, because some of it is simple and it's plain as black and white. And plus, the difference is today's NBA is a multi-billion-dollar organization, you know what I'm saying, company. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like before, it wasn't that. Like the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, the Kobe Bryants, those guys pushed it to this level. Because I was watching something last week and it's like, yo, now if you look at the NBA contracts, imagine what the owners is making. If these teams got this much paper to spend, bro.
Look what Jordan, they said Jordan's sold the Hornets for over $2-3 billion. I think he net $2 billion or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. No, so it's definitely that, man. So I just always tell people, like, you got to understand how the market works. There's, like you said, there are tiers and positions. Like Fred VanVleet is a top 10 point guard in the NBA.
Facts.
So when you're a top 10 point guard, you're going to get paid as such now. Obviously, guys like Dame, Steph, Ja, they're going to be on a higher tier. But in that next tier, when those guys are in that 140, 50, $60 million range, those are guys like VanVleet. So definitely, shout out to those guys for those paydays. Shout out to Rich Paul too, man. Like Rich Paul went crazy, bro finna be out. Like, so boys when his cheeks out, listening to
Man, once he bagged the deal, that was different. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, brother talk game all right for real, because I ain't see that one coming, brother.
Listen.
See that one coming.
Elite spit game, pause. But so the last topic we're talking about on free agency, the Lakers, man. It's funny with the Lakers because their fans every year, they're always there's two extremes.
Yeah, nah, it's a lot.
Lows. They signed Torian Prince, Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent was a good for Miami. That was a good one, and Jackson Hayes. And then they re-signed their core. Austin Reeves, 4 years, 56. D'Angelo Russell, 2 years, 37. I feel like I'm missing somebody, but yeah. So I mean, just kind of I guess So yeah, just kind of talk about what you think with the Lakers, man. You think it was a good move?
So we're Warriors fans. They scraped us in the playoffs last year. I'm still not over that, but I honestly feel like these were good moves. But then we have to like dig deeper, pause, and go into the LeBron effect, right? Like at the end of the day, when the game is on the line, and a lot of these situations, LeBron is going to start out with the basketball. So where you see a Troy Vincent, you know what I'm saying, in Miami, you see a Cam Reddish, you see a Torian Prince, right, in those additions. What you have to understand is, like, once you boot up with LeBron, like, there's a give and take in your freedom. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, where before you had a couple dribbles into your shot, unless it's a situation where you already have the ball with 10 seconds or less and LeBron's off the ball, that's when you're gonna kind of be able to dance to get your shot. Other than that, like, it's literally a catch and shoot. Right. Whereas LeBron's driving, he's kicking the ball across court, or AD. So like, it's different ways it can fall. Now, what I will give them is the fact that, like, you kept your core intact, right? And then they picked up Jackson Hayes. So I would say, like, he's a person where it's just like you always say about the Mo Bamba, like, we seen Jackson Hayes like a flash, like, but we don't know what's up. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's a bigger body, right? But I think the thing that's really positive is they got wing shooting with size. So the scariest part about the Lakers is when they walk into the gym or walk into the arena, that's a big ass team, bro. Like that's what happened. You know, same thing happened. So to add a Torian Green who's 6'8", 6'9", to add a Cam Reddish and all that, you know what I'm saying, with that size, with what you already have, with Austin Reeves, with his size, like that's what makes them kind of scary. But once again, like we have to see, because regardless of what they did, a serious Anthony Davis injury that puts him out 20 games, a serious LeBron injury that puts him out 20 games. Shit, that's for any of these veteran teams, Phoenix or Golden State. If that happens to Steph or Durant, any of these guys, like shit changes drastically.
Absolutely. You know, Anthony Davis, he can catch gout and be out 15 games. So you know
Facts.
what I mean. So I just think with the Lakers, man, it's just always the expectations are a little unrealistic because in the off season, we got this guy, that guy. Oh, we going to boot the parade up. But then come trade deadline, it's always, oh, these motherfuckers suck. We gotta go find somebody else. So you know what I mean? So it's just like, we just let it play out. But I mean, good moves. Blake doing his thing. So shout out to the Lakers, man. Lakers fans. Hope you get past the Western Conference Finals and shit. But and other big news in the NBA, obviously, kind of unexpected, but expected. Damian Lillard officially requested trade over the weekend from Portland. Salute to that brother. Dame's been in Portland his entire 11-year career. He indicated that he wants to go to Miami. Talk to me.
Everybody put your lighters in the air for Dame. Honestly, I'm happy. To me, being a fan of the NBA the last 30 years, this is so close to the Kevin Garnett situation. It's crazy. It's just two different positions. So I love KG's take on this because he was talking about like how he was just so used to Minnesota. But for him to end up leaving, it actually helped him grow into the person he is today because of the lifelong relationships and stuff that's outside of basketball. Yep. For Dame, it's crazy because it's like, Dame's so good, he's one of those players that like, the only thing we haven't seen him do is play in the NBA Finals, yo. Yeah. Like, we've seen him send numerous teams home, like in people's seasons. We've seen him score 60, 70, like we've seen him do everything, you know what I'm saying? But we haven't seen him on the biggest stage. And you know, pound for pound, he's one of the best players in the NBA, regardless of position. He's just like that, just the way he carries himself. So for me, I'm just so excited, and I hope it happens to see him in the East, because this is how you break it down, right? In the West, the past 10, like pretty much the past 10 years, right? The best complete team gets to the finals. In the East, the best 2 or 3 players on a team for a month and a half period go to the finals, right? Like LeBron, he was the best player. Put some role guys about him. You take him to the, you know what I'm saying? He take him to the finals. Tatum and Brown the year before was the best players in the playoffs. Giannis his freak year. Like, even if you want to go back to the, you know what I'm saying? Like the time from 2000 to 2010, like the two or three best players, you know what I'm saying? Like can win, you know, in that conference, can win that conference, bro. Just like Miami this year, like Bam and Jimmy, or, you know what I'm saying, all-stars. They had it going and they were playing out their mind and they went to the finals. They beat teams that were better than them. That's just how it goes in the East. So what I mean by that is it's a puncher's chance, right? And if you give Dame a puncher's chance, it's like what he said when he came to the bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like, told him to give me an opportunity, don't bullshit me. You know what I'm saying? He gave me an opportunity, I ain't come here to play around. You know what I'm saying? Dollar
one of the ones, man. So, you know, I think the biggest thing looking for this trade, you know, obviously he wants to go to Miami, but does Miami have the pieces to go get him? I mean, obviously, any package is centered around Tyler Herro, and Portland doesn't want him. So you're going to have to get a third team involved.
Got to give up Duncan. Got to give up Lonzo Mourning. Got to give up the mascot.
Ronnie Cycling.
Got to sell Khaled.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Niggas got to go. Khaled, take your big ass to Portland, man. Straight up, man. We need Dame by any means. There's wing stops out there, Rose. You know what I'm saying? Make moves.
Now, so I want to ask you, is there a sleeper team that has a chance to get Dame? Because I got the team, I don't see if you're going to think the same team I'm thinking.
I think they made the move too early, but if it was me, it would be Boston. I'd trade every goddamn body, except for Tatum and Brown, man. For Dame. Who was you going to say?
I mean, I would say Boston. Now that I got Porzingis, I trade Jaylen Brown for.
Yeah, for Dame, bro. Like it's like, yo, dog. If I'm Boston, I want Damian Lillard. Like straight up.
Yeah. I would say Philly. I would say Philly just because obviously James Harden. I know Portland doesn't want James Harden, so you have to find a third team there. Maybe you get the Clippers involved. I'm not 100% sure how that would work, but you put Dame in Philly, that might keep Embiid happy. You got a burgeoning star and Tyrese Maxey. I like Philly to be a sleeper team, man. So
No, I definitely like that fit. I definitely think that could work. I forgot about Dame. And, you know, Tobias asked, you ain't gonna find nobody 6'8" that shoot 40, this and the third, and disappear every playoffs.
They want to trade me for a crumble cookie. First
Yeah.
Crumble cookies are ass.
I'm
just saying. So I mean that in your ass too. I'm not
gonna keep it a band. That Pop-Tart joint they had from Crumble was alright though. Strawberry Pop-Tart bookie, that shit was different.
I only had like the chocolate chip. That joint was like wild thick pause. But like it was just saying like it just wasn't it for me.
They do. The chocolate chip joint do got like the wild chunks of chocolate pause. I see what you're saying. You gotta get that joint warm though. If it's warm, it's extra gooey pause. Sweet up. Yo, I'm a bookie. I like bookies, man. You feel me?
I'm an insomnia guy myself, man. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is. We'll have to do that one on another episode, man. All right, guys. So, another topic we want to touch on today. The July live period is here. Obviously, they're headlined by three major sneaker circuits. Peach Jam is in Augusta, Nike. You got the Adidas Championships in Rock Hill, in South Carolina. Then you have the UA Finals in Atlanta as well, too. So, I have been to 2 out of the 3. I've been to Adidas and I've been to Peach Jam. So for me, with Peach Jam, I mean, obviously, you know, Peach Jam is a standard, man. I just, you know, in terms of what you see, like people lined up. I mean, Bron, Ja, Russ, Melo, like it's just a who's there. You know what I mean? Like Peach Jam is a standard, man, and you see every coach in the country there. Just it's a nostalgic feeling when you go in there. So, but Nike, they do a good job. I think Nike does the best job out of the 3 in terms of marketing, but putting the brand. But that's who Nike is. They're a giant in that regard. Adidas, I've seen Adidas have go on a little roller coaster in terms of hitting and missing. Because I've been a part of Adidas when Five was with Team Wall. It was decent then, had a lot of talent. And then they hit a little low. Last year, I was fortunate to go to Adidas Championships in Rock Hill. When you walk in there, man, it didn't even look like Rock Hill. Like they did an amazing job of like decking it out. So, and it was good. It was, you know, they did what they had to do. So, for you, speak on the environment for UA, man. Like, and what you know what it is out there. So,
for UA, from a UA standpoint, I think first it starts with like the finals, like. The city normally the finals in. Like this year is in Atlanta, last year was in Chicago. So usually it's in a place where, you know, it's popping, there's actually things to do, like it's not in Bumblefuck. You know what I'm saying? And so on top of that, like the thing that's clear that we try to we have this conversation every year with parents and players is on all 3 you can get everything accomplished. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some is better than others, but at the end of the day, like you can get your dream accomplished with UAA. But the thing of it is it's highly competitive. There's the same amount of coaches. And I think the difference in us is really a higher level coaching and game planning. And what I mean by that is like teams are built different. The EYBL is superstar based. It's a 24-second shot clock. And the stars, which are the young athletes, dictate the coverage, dictate the course, dictate how everything go. And the EYBL is literally, you give it to that best player and you get a bucket. Like there's some action, you know what I'm saying here, like a pick and roll or something, but you get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? With Adidas, I feel like there's a blend. But the one thing I can say about UAA is the physicality. You know what I'm saying? Like teams are really running sets, they're really running offense, they're really running real action. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. It's really, really hard to get a bucket. You know what I'm saying? To keep it real when it comes down to it. And so, you know, at the end of the day, it's been a blessing to be a part of the UAA culture in the finals. And in my opinion, it's always been a big deal. Like last year, I think it was dope how like Thrill won it. They gave him like the goggles. They kind of let him do like, you know what I'm saying, like bogus fake champagne, let him do their thing. Of course, at the end of the day, like getting a trophy with peaches in it and mauling the peach is different. Like that's high level. But that's kind of what Nike does and what Nike is. And then like for me, this year, like, give you a perfect example, like the stars, like, you got day one, you got Cooper and Cam Boozer going at it. Number 1 and 2 players in 2025?
25.
You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Then, show North Carolina some love. You got, Austin Swartz, who's hurt. We hope he's healthy. Jay Mustaf. Like, they got Carter Bryant and Jamari Phillips, both Arizona commits. That's going to be a high-level game. Then you got CP3 and Team Final, who is really, for positional-wise, league-wise, like college-wise, a lot of people going to be looking at this matchup. Because you got Drake and Jaleel. You got Bishop and Rob Wright. You got Zay and Ahmad Noel, 2 of the best scorers of the country going head up. Then, of course, you got Bryce and Kyan. You know what I'm saying? And the thing of it is, right, like, crazy part about Kyan is, like, he really looks like his dad. He really hoops like his dad. It's almost a second version of Melo. So that's the difference. Of course, there's always been coverage of players' kids, but this one's scary. Bronny was totally different than Bron, but Bryce looks spooky.
He's trying to turn that corner.
Right, and then the size is crazy. Then, of course, lastly for me is the battle of the Transformers, man. You got AJ and Tyron Stokes, Expressions versus Vegas Elite, Optimus Prime versus Megatron. Hey, listen, for all my kids in 2026, I really think you should watch this game because that's the number 1 and number 2 players in 2026. And when you sit down and watch it and you look at the size, the athleticism, the strength, and all that's going on, it's really going to make you look at yourself and really understand what it is, right? And if it doesn't make you work and work harder, then you don't really want this shit. Because in this journey, you got to take a look at the top of your class, right? You got to take a look at it, right? So when everybody talking about 2026, 2026, 2026, 2026, look at the top of that class. It's 2 animals at the top of that class, bro.
You have to be on the same high school team.
So if you're not cut from that type cloth, or you're not working that type hard, like, you got some things you got to figure out.
No, I definitely agree. I think you hit it on the head though. You can really get what you want from any circuit, and not only just the circuits as well. Because guys like On the Radar, Phenom, Big Shots.
Absolutely, independent, you can do it too.
They have a good job. They put good events on hoop scene. My guys out there as well too. So no, there's more than one way to skin a cat in that regard. So. One thing we want to touch on about July, and let me know if we're good on time, how we look on time as well too, is in July. What we're looking at for July is, what does it take for you to be successful in July? Like, what are some things that kids need to do to have a positive July?
I think you got to breathe. I think parents and players have to breathe. At the end of the day, basketball is like anything else. It's about preparation. Why are we putting all this added pressure on one game if you've been working for this shit all year? I'm gonna really talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been getting up the 1,000 makes, the 500 makes, the 500 free throws, the hours of ball handling, the only difference is the people that's in attendance. So it's literally the people that control your dreams or that can help you get to your dreams watching you. Why wouldn't you leave it all on the floor? The biggest thing of it is to control your emotions. You have to show your skill set. You have to show that you're an asset and you're not a liability, right? You can't be one-dimensional. What happens is when you add all these emotions and you add all this pressure, you literally start thinking so much you become one-dimensional. So that means if your shot's not falling, you stop doing everything else. The easiest thing you can do is just play hard and make winning basketball plays, right? Take yourself out of it. What can win my team the basketball game? Hustling, rebounding, communication, giving energy. Those 4 things you can do whether you play good or not. I don't want to hear that shit. Right? So if parents can sit down and actually get some fruit snacks, popcorn, a glizzy, bottled water, Gatorade, and focus on that and be supportive and allow these kids to find a space mentally where they can just settle in and play, everything can take care of itself. Because for some odd reason, every majority of parents tell you, they got to do this, that, and the third to get an offer. Then you got your coach saying you got to do this, that, third to get the offer. Then you got the child that has his own thoughts. Yo, it gets cluttered up there, right? And it's a lot of pressure. Palms sweaty, so you nervous. Catch that joint, traveling, and you sad as hell. You know, you got to sit down. Bro, just play the game. If you nice and you been prepping for this shit gonna show. If you nervous and you haven't been prepping this shit, the shit gonna show. Because in high level basketball, it goes one of two ways. You can either do the shit or you can't do the shit.
No, I definitely agree. That was very well said.
Snippet!
I would just say, just have fun. At the end of the day, like you said, it's basketball. That's what you've been doing your whole life.
Hoop, right?
Just hoop. So, the last topic on the July Live period, man. Obviously, you're a coach on the U18. You got the team, Curry 15. I feel like you have a super talented team. You have opportunity to win a championship. So, just kind of talk about what you feel like it's going to take to win it.
So, the whole June, I just kind of been building up to this point. For me, like, I've been blessed enough on this AAU journey the last, 10 to 12 years to be a part of several special runs in July. It's different from high school because grassroots, like, you're beating some of the best teams in the country, and to have a special run in July, you have to play against somebody that was really like that. So you have to take yourself and your mindset to another level. So for me, honestly, I just been praying to the man upstairs to give me the right words to motivate my kids. We have enough talent to make it to the championship game. You know what I'm saying? We have to play some of our best basketball. That's true. We have a small margin of error. It don't have to be perfect, but we have to play. And the biggest thing of it is I have 2 or 3 kids, that's on my team that is right there, right? And I feel like, all year they've been getting closer and closer to pushing through or stepping through. And if they can do that, I feel like we're in a very good situation. Like, I've had to film for 2 weeks on the teams we play, and I feel like we have a very favorable bracket. Thing about it is, at the end of the day, I feel like I have some of the best guards of any, and I have a plethora of them, of any AAU team that's 15U. It's just a matter of us being on the same page, loving each other, and really riding for each other. And then my bigs, I got 2 mobile athletic bigs, right? And if they can, combine their powers, because they're different, we're in a really, really good situation. So, I think we're in a good space. We done won 6 in a row. We're gonna go down there Wednesday, and I'm gonna leave it on the floor for my kids, bro. I'm gonna leave it on the floor for my kids, and I'm gonna let everything else, play itself out. But I honestly do think we have a chance to make a run. And so for me as a coach, like I told him in practice, I pray and want that to happen and push for that to happen, because 99% of the time when those kids experience that, it changed their careers. Because they finally realized, this is what it takes to get it done on this level, and they just grow from that. And I want that for all of them. Keep it real.
I think y'all got a good shot, man. I think it's just, a matter of just the total buy-in, just everybody on the same page, just lock in for the next 4 or 5 days and get it done. So yeah, that's what we got for July. So obviously, this is a holiday week. It's kind of weird. July 4th falls in the middle of the week. So, cookouts are going, spades is going, lies being told, every cookout, cookout in America, somebody's line said it, they averaged 25 in high school where they ran for 3,000.
Gassing.
But their coach was hating on themselves while they did.
Gassing.
Those backyard All-Americans, man. But, the most important part of 4th of July outside of fireworks, man, is always the good eats, the good food. What's some of the top things you gotta have for the eats of 4th of July, man?
Off the rip, it's glizzy and burger combo. Off the rip.
I'm talking like your hands.
Off the rip.
Same time.
So yeah. So no, not same time. So Pete, this is the approach, right? This is the approach. So you float into the crib, hey, say hey everybody, right? Materials. Where's the materials? Okay, we need to find the materials. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we're in the right mindset at this point. We lurk to the back, pause. You know what I'm saying? You got the glizzies out there. You know what I'm saying? So, this is when you greet the women in the house. You know what I'm saying? And build that relationship. So you can go ahead, you know what I'm saying, you get the confidence to float out there with bun in hand. Okay? Learn this shit.
That's really wild.
With bun in hand.
It's really wild you walking out with a bun.
Yeah, bun in hand. You hold them joints out there, you hold the joints. Niggas like, yo, you learned. Absolutely. I ain't ate all day. You know what I'm saying? Go with that, boom. Glizzy will slight catch up on the first joint, right? And I'm not going there and grab the cheese if you need me to throw that, you know what I'm saying, throw the joint on the burger, right? Initiate after that at this point, you know what I'm saying? Give him 15 minutes. Ask my dog, do you need a beverage? You know what I'm saying? Want to make sure you straight, you know what I'm saying? Then after that, eat the glizzy, pause, then come back, burger like 15 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? So then, now you set the tone for what? More materials, okay? At this point in time, the spread should be out, you know what I'm saying? Should be brothers and that, ladies around, okay? You know what I'm saying? A few comments said that, all right? And after that, you know what I'm saying, we having a good time. Beverages, and you know what I mean? The setup, hey, the function I was at was smacking. I just broke it down.
No, that was high level.
Float out there with the bun, yo. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna keep it bad, bro. I love a good glizzy, man. I love a good lick, man. I mean, just call me double barrel, Antonio Banderas, man. I just like licks, man. Pause, you know what I mean? I'm never gonna stop eating hot dogs, bro. I'm just gonna let y'all.
Hold on, let me put him onto a fun fact though. Shout out my man Pooh. I'm gonna put y'all on. Takes it different. Takes it from glizzy to Krispy Kreme donut, right? Peep game. So you gotta take the bun out there, right? Pause. You know what I mean? Top off the grill. You gotta slide the bun on top of the glizz.
Toasted buns.
Close the lid, bruh. Spin back 2 minutes later. Grab, so you gotta have the napkin though, cause you said this, and you'll fuck around and drop your whole glizzy. And that'll mess your whole function up. Fuck around, try to get your shit being smooth, cause you off the bed. So you He-Man. You He-Man right now, right? You off the bed, so you gotta say, yes, you drop the glizz. So then, boom, you gotta have the napkin, that's business. The napkin is business. Bomb, put the joint up, toasted bun, yo. First bite is crazy. First bite is crazy.
We just really had a whole section on 4th of July.
Yo, I'm telling you, first bite is crazy, dog. I'm telling you. Now watch yourself. You fuck around, burn your hand on that grill, you can be sick.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to the brothers, man, who out here eating licks on 2 bites too, man. Control yourself, bro. You're ridiculous out here. But anyway, man, that's gonna be it for the second episode of What the Game Is in This here. Like I said, we definitely appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, man. Show it to everybody, man. This is something major that we have here. Shout out to our producer, the lovely, the talented Kate Shooter.
She in the cut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, 2 eyebrows on you wild trying to announce it. 2 cutsy eyebrows. What was it? 2 cutsy eyebrows.
Yeah, that's it. That was it.
But yeah, y'all enjoy your 4th, man. We're out. Peace.